Right, we should be live now. Live stream. Today we're going to be building a. Probably tell. That obvious by the title, but so there are a few things I want to. Gotta wait a moment for. Right. So as you can see, we have a transfer window coming up in just under 2 days. We also have this Duna transfer window, and I want to send. I want to do a crude orbit, and then we also have this maneuver node. I guess that's quite a while away. Welcome, Malcolm and Yagoda. Welcome to the stream. First two day. Yeah, okay. So I guess let's get started. Well, actually, before we start building anything, I might as well go that I've got. Okay, so I picked up the and as you can see, if we head to the administration building, there's a lot more stuff going on here. Basically, this just overhauls the entire administration. We have a bunch of different new strategies we can use, and I'm thinking I'm gonna. Well, I need to upgrade my building first, but yeah, I'm definitely going to pick up this Duna program strategy. Welcome Carnassa to the stream. Evening to you too. But yeah, I'll probably pick up the Duna program. I don't think there's anything else I really want. I mean, this massive scale launch is unless I'm really misunderstanding this. I'm guessing that's the launch map 20 tons. That's a bit. Like, literally every single one of my rockets are of 20 tons. If it means getting 20 tons into orbit, then I guess. But we're gonna ignore. We'll do the Duna program, and that should be good enough. But anyway, let's get going on. So, I haven't really decided what I want to do. Massive scale launches is a must. You get so much money back from it. Okay. I guess, I mean, I'm not going to turn down free money. But anyway, so I'm thinking we can have an orbit. We can try, like, hopping between stuff, but I also kind of want to do some, unders. Side mission. So, namely, I was thinking of doing a lathe landing because you could slap a heat shield on. Heat shield and parachute is all you really need. I was thinking of also dropping one into Jool, but I'm not so sure about that one. Because deorbiting from Jool. I mean, you can use the gravity assist for that. I probably won't be a huge problem, but anyway. Not sure what to work on first. I guess we'll start with the orb. So, I don't. Okay, so normally we'd want actually quite a big probe core, such as Proofmate is a good shout. Lots of area for attaching stuff, but I'm thinking that we might not need this because we're not going to be using scan-site instruments. Obviously, Jool doesn't have a surface to scan, and I don't think that we're going to spend much time any particular moon. Well, it isn't free, but 20 tons into orbit. Get those 20 station modules designed. So it does mean 20 tons of launch. I mean, either way, it's But then also, if you think about it like that, 20 tons probably includes the upper stage of your rocket. So, I think a lot of mine, maybe 20. Anyway, so I guess we could go with the, probe me. You get a lot of, surface area. But, I've used this for, like, all of planetary satellites so far, so I'm thinking of using something else, I would use this, like this. But the data capacity, it looks like this wasn't designed for Kerbalism. Data capacity is pretty bad on this, I think, sadly, because it does look very, very cool. Okay. Well, I guess we'll start with this. If we can get away with a smaller. First things first, we're gonna need best and. I don't even know if this will. In fact, I'm gonna do. I'll just put it into carbon orbit. So I don't know if this is actually gonna be able to all the way out at Jool. So the plan is to use one of my I guess I did post it in my Discord, but I guess many of you will not know about this. So I have designed some variants of the Enceladus rocket. It's not like a, it's not an Enceladus 2, but we have versions with. We have one with 2 SLBs and one. And we can definitely get a lot more payload mass up. And, up planets using RB. Yeah. Haven't actually used any of them yet, but this might be the. Really depends how much mass how heavy our payload is. But anyway, let's see if. Set orbit. I'm gonna and crash things really quite far out. Yeah, this looks good. So as you can see, we have a signal strength of 65%. We are getting connection. I mean, that's. There we go. That's kind of more like what. I think that but that does anyway. No. But as you can see, we are having connection. I think my mic. That fixed. This is telling me that. All right, let's try that. It's still cutting out. Okay, I'm watching the. Yeah, it looks like it's cutting out a little. I'm thinking. All right, thinking this might be a problem with my. I haven't touched my. Let me give the stream. Sorry about this, guy. I need to try and get this under control. Yeah, judging by OBS. All right. Okay. Well, I've just turned off my noise gate, and I'm hoping that that fixes it. And by the looks, okay, yeah, that looks like it's working. Okay, sorry about that. I think. Also, you are a little faint. Resound levels. Okay. What? Yeah. I just checked the the stream, and yeah, it is actually a little quiet. So I'm gonna turn up. In fact, that would help because I have a noise gate, and then I guess the threshold's too high. But I'm gonna increase the output gain on my compressor. So now it should be a little bit louder. Hang on. It should be a little bit louder. Okay, well that's definitely louder. I can actually make it a little bit louder because just judging off of the OBS thing. Okay. Compressor. Let's crank up that gain a little bit. Okay, now hopefully we don't get any audio clipping, but it shouldn't be. And I can probably turn on my noise gate again. Okay, please don't cut out. Judging by okay, yeah, no noise gate. We're just gonna go without a noise gate, and then we should be fine. All right. Okay, sorry about that. It looks like we have the situation under control. Noise gates are a pain to configure. Yup. I mean, I have the the one in Vegas is working fine, but OBS is a little bit different, it seems. But anyway, let's terminate this simulation and well, I didn't actually check everything I wanted to. Let's see. What's my transmission speed? It's 14.74 kilobits per second. It's actually not that bad. So we get like 65% connection here. So that's actually decent. Better than what I expected. Welcome Savion to the stream. Hello, my fellow KSP player. Indeed. Alright, so after that slight hiccup, we should be back on track to get this probe done. Okay. So yes, this okay, so what I might do actually is add a couple extra high gain antennas on the side, and that should actually increase my transmission speed just a little bit. Because, one of the worst things is having a transmission speed that can't keep up with your data generation. And you just end up getting anyway, whatever. They don't want to hang on. Let's see if I can there we go. They don't want to be placed in symmetry for some reason. But whatever, I can just do that, I guess. There we go. Hang on, are you gonna... Okay, that's kind of weird. Not sure why it's doing that, but... I don't think we need these, to be honest. Okay. Just remember, like, 14 kilobits per second is what we're getting with this. Anyway. So another big question is, do we use solar panels or RTGs? Now, I think we have RTGs unlocked. There we go. We have RTGs. Okay. So these can produce 0.9 electric charge per second. So what I'm going to do is just put all of my science equipment on this and just kind of see where we're at. So the first thing is this survey scanner. I might actually put the relay at... do I want to do that? I don't think I do. Well, that survey scanner does take up a lot of space. And actually, in EveSat, I just tweak scaled it. Which is a little bit cheaty, but... I mean, whatever. And no one will know. I think RTGs as you are quite far out. The problem with RTGs, though, is that... the electric charge is very expensive. So, you could just put more RTGs on... But, I mean, look at the cost. Like, I could launch 2 Transporter 2s for that price. So, if they were cheaper, I'd use them. But they are very expensive. And, these do not... Okay, so Kerbalism does not list a failure rate for these, which is... Apparently, RTGs never fail. Even though, in real life, it's using a limited resource. An actual decaying... piece of plutonium or something. But anyway, let's get our science equipment up and we'll see what we can do. So we're gonna configure our orbital scanner, and I don't think we're gonna go to space low in Jool. Firstly, this is a biome specific. There's no biomes in Jool, so that's kind of pointless. And also the duration, spending that much time in low space probably won't happen. Because even if we do go to low space, it will just be on like an elliptical orbit. And, So this one works in space high, not biome specific, but okay, that looks like a good experiment, but yeah, as you can see, that electric charge consumption is very, very high. And hang on, let me get that thing back up. And also that data generation is higher than what we can currently do. So, you know, I can add extra relay antennas to the side. Or actually, you know, there are some non-relay antennas I can use. You know, I think just adding... I'm pretty sure that adding more antennas does increase your data transmission speed. But I do want to have this experiment if I can, because it does look very good. And then I guess we'll just have that one for that one. And then resource survey we can't really do for Jool, so we can forget about that. Magnometer boom is a must for these. So we're gonna let's put it up here, I guess. Looks great. We're gonna extend it so we can have it on our Kerbalism menu. Massive solar panels it is. Well, we'll see. I mean, already judging by this electricity consumption, you know, I don't think that RTGs are really gonna cut it. I am not prepared to spend like over 100k on just electrical equipment, so yeah. I mean, okay, let's see. I think that this Gigantor will be too much, probably, but out of curiosity, how much does that generate out at Jool? Oh my, that's actually really bad. That's really, really bad. So this thing doesn't even generate doesn't even generate one electricity per second. Yeah, okay, never mind. We are not, okay, I think we are gonna have to use RTGs. And that also might mean ditching this experiment, which is a shame. But I mean that electricity consumption is just not gonna be good. So we're gonna actually ditch that whole part. Yeah, RTGs it is. Wow, I knew that the solar panels would be bad, but didn't realize it'd be that bad. Because yeah, that's 0.3 tons, and then the RTG is just 0.06. So if we add that to the side, that does, you know, might need 2 of these, which is gonna make this a little pricey, but that's fine. Yeah, I mean, whatever. It'll be worth it. And if we can fly by multiple moons, then we'll get the funds back. Fuel cells. Well, I don't think that's... I mean, I'm gonna say I don't like the idea of running off of a limited resource like that. And also the fact they're not super efficient. I mean, they're powerful, but like... I mean, now that I think of it, it's not that bad idea. Okay, well, I don't have boil off, so that does mean fuel cells are a little bit better than if I did, but... You know what? That's something to consider. Yeah, okay, well, you know what, let's just do a quick experiment. Okay, so fuel cell. So if we have one of these, we're only gonna need one because even just one can generate quite a lot of electricity. We're gonna get rid of our RTGs. We don't need 2. We can just get away with 1. Alright, so if we go to our containers and then grab... Okay, probably won't... If we just grab a medium tank, place it in symmetry, and then we're going to remove this one from symmetry. This one has oxygen. This one will have hydrogen. And then just going to... I mean, yeah, you see the problem here. Even with just one... You know, even with these medium tanks, this is going to last us 2 days. So, you know... For example, if we wanted to use the like, okay, say we wanted the huge tanks, right? Let's make one of these hydrogen, and then hang on. Wait, so that one's oxygen, and then this one's hydrogen. Okay, for some reason, Kerbalism is not picking up on that. Hello. Is this okay? Well, it's maybe that's carbulism telling me that our fuel cells aren't gonna do it. Come on. Let's make this one hydrogen, and then that one is oxygen. So those large ones will last me 22 days. So you need RCGs and fuel cells. Use the fuel cells when ScanSat and data transmission is active. So I guess, like, yeah. So one RTG can actually do, like, quite a decent amount of heavy lifting, to be honest, but like, I want this thing to be able to operate for quite a long time. You know, that definitely helps. Like, that really lets you squeeze out a lot of extra science data, especially using, like, you know, the magnometer boom experiment. You know, a lot of these experiments really rely on having a spacecraft that can operate for a long time, so it's a decent idea. But as you can see, not only are they quite mass inefficient, they're also quite space inefficient. And, you know, if I wanted more space, I'd have to have another one of these heavy probe cores. So I think with just 2 RCGs, we might have to limit the amount of experiments, but it's going to be expensive, but it's fine. I don't mind spending these funds. Like, we are going to earn it back. Maybe have batteries as well, recharge using trickle charge. Well, yeah, I am going to have batteries, because of course we're going to spend, you know, well, not much time, but we're going to spend a bit of time in shadow, so we are going to need batteries anyway. But I think, you know, I'm prepared to spend, what is that? That's just 40k on RTGs. It's a lot, but whatever, we'll earn it back. Okay, let's keep going. So, science equipment. Actually, let's see what unmanned experiments we can have on this probe core. So we can have telemetry. I guess we'll grab Might. Might doesn't need too much electric charge. Sight. Okay, Sight's a little bit more electricity hungry, but I think that's fine. Okay, that looks good. Hang on, let me get Sight back. Okay. Just had a look at the New Horizons Pluto probe. Its power consumption was 245 watts. Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, yeah, some of these experiments in KSP or Kerbalism use a lot of electric charge. You know, I mean, it makes sense. ScanSat and, you know, these scanners they should be electricity hungry. Welcome Eric to the stream. Good to see you here. I have a lot of money. I do have a lot of money, but I'm trying to save some of that for okay, sure. I'll go ahead and give you guys spoilers. So, I'm planning on doing some manned interplanetary stuff, or not manned, Kerbal interplanetary stuff. So, you know, I want to build a kind of space station that I can send to other planets. It's going to cost me a decent amount, but I'm pretty confident that, you know, with the Strategia mod, I can earn a lot of that money back. At least that's the plan. What I'm going to do is add a cheeky little Octo 2 here, and add some more unmanned experiments. So we should have telemetry and light. Okay, still, if we turn on these experiments, if I can right-click on the right thing. Yeah, still our electricity is fine. So we don't need to. Okay, let's get rid of this fuel cell. Welcome Robert Smith to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so that's basically all the unmanned experiments. The rest can be, you know, these standard ones like how much does this want? Okay, that's pretty low. So we can have a Geiger counter, thermometer. How much does that use? I should be more familiar with the... Okay, these are really slow in terms of electricity, so that's all good. yeah, I'm not going to be taking any scan site instruments because there isn't really anything to scan. I mean, that could be it in terms of science. So really not a whole lot there. We do need some batteries though. So let's say, okay. Actually, no, what am I talking about? We're using RTGs. So we probably don't really need batteries. And these things, they seem like they don't really fail. So I guess this is going to be quite a light probe. Okay, well, surely we can get a few more experiments. I'm just not really sure what other experiments to use. Because there were those you know, using this thing. There were some experiments on this, such as if I go to configure this, I can add this one, dynamic investigation in null gravity. However, yeah, that electric charge consumption is really high. Welcome, I'm not sure how to say that. Kuvaruma22. Welcome to the stream. I hope I said that right. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of science. I mean, okay, so I think we can also build some landers for this. Maybe one for Lathe, and maybe a Jool kind of atmospheric probe. But we'll see about that. But anyway, where was I? I have completely lost my train of thought. Okay. Oh yeah. So what I wanted to check was data generation. Okay, so data rate for this is 3.6. Hang on. Okay, so 3.26. I mean, these aren't going to be running constantly. Basically, the only one that will be is the magnometer boom, basically, and I guess some of these. So let's go check these. Okay, so the data rate is actually pretty similar on all of them. But I remember it was about 14 kilobits per second or something when I went and did the simulation. So we might, okay, so I'm going to increase the data capacity on that and also on here. So, you know, we have a lot of data. So yeah, you know, we should be able to handle all the data. I said it right, okay. It's I you know, you can never be sure if you've said it right. But yeah. I feel like I've butchered a lot of people's names on stream, which I'm very sorry about if that has been you, but yeah. Anyway, I think that's the entire probe done. It's a lot simpler than a lot of my other ones, but let's call this Jool Sat. I'm very creative with naming. Okay, let's build some landers. Okay, so the first one, okay. I think our only options when it comes to landing is Jool and Lathe. Like, any of those, you know, non-atmospheric bodies are just, we won't have much luck actually landing on them. And of course, I know you can't really land on Jool, but we can still get data from Jool's atmosphere. English speaker butchering non-English phonemes, never. That can never happen, you know. Yeah, it'd be like that sometimes. I should Jool dive. I mean, yeah, it sounds fun, but I mean, you know, why not give it a shot? I also want to do, I guess, a Lathe landing, because I'm pretty sure that the science rewards are going to be better on Lathe than Jool, but you know, why not do both? Okay, so that's probably the antenna that we want. Except this seems to be cursed. It doesn't let me like right click on it, which is kind of strange. What other? Okay, these doesn't want to. Okay, this is weird. So I can just rely on my orbiter to relay information. You know, it's not the most reliable thing ever, because obviously it's not going to be always directly overhead, but, you know. Welcome the KSP Maniac, thanks for tuning in, and thanks for the rocket building tips. I managed to get in orbit around Kerbin, and I tried to land on Minimus. It didn't go good. Any tips on landing on Minimus? Okay, well, I mean, I would just say, you know, look up this tutorial. That's probably not the answer that you wanted, but, in terms of tips, you know, always plan your delta V, so you can, you know, find a delta V map, and, you know, just make sure that you have enough delta V available in your craft. And, I'd actually not recommend using a super high TWR craft. Like, try and get your thrust rate ratio about 1, because that's, at least for me, that's, like, the easiest. It's what I'm most used to. But, you know, it's gonna take a few tries for sure, but you'll get there. Welcome Saturn to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so let's see. I don't know what antenna to use. This is a good antenna. It's pretty lightweight and it does the trick. So I think we might as well just go with that. Lots of pie discussion in my chat. As always, some thought-provoking discussions here on the Oofle Spoofle channel. But anyway, I guess this is going to be the Lathlander. So, alright. What are we going to do with this? Let's get some unmanned experiments. So we'll have, I mean, I guess light, might, and sight can't be used on, you know, while landed. So we'll grab a telemetry and I guess the seismometer. Let's get these going, and then we'll also grab a, let's see, the Geiger counter, you know, all of your standard stuff. We'll grab a thermometer, and actually we can use one of these barometers, which obviously, you know, I actually don't use them very much. Considerable. I can speak English. Considering I spend most of my time in space in this game. Looks like an umbrella upside down. Yeah, I guess it kind of does. To be honest, it's probably made out of similar materials, considering, you know, not much force in space, so you don't really need to make your craft very strong. But you know, you kind of should, in case there's debris and stuff. But anyway, Geiger counter, thermometer, barometer is probably all that we really need. We also have a couple of these. You know, seismic scan is going to be huge. Let's increase the data capacity. And yeah, okay. How are we going to power this thing? I think that fuel cells seem to be the way to go. You know, like, I have a lot of money in the bank, but I still care about, you know, I want to try and save money where I can. So, while I could just slap an RCG on this and call it a day. Wait, where even is my RCG? There we go. Everything looks so similar in restock. No, I could use an RTG, but, like, I think that fuel cells are much cheaper. So I think we might go with that. So if I go to containers and we grab a few pressurized tanks. In fact, I should probably add a structural element to this because I have like no space to work with. Yeah, okay. So we do have these nice procedural structural elements, and I might be able to make it into an octagon, maybe. And let's see if I can try to match the diameter. Let's see what we can do. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay. And then I don't know what texture to use. There's nothing that really matches. These are silver ones. I don't really know. We'll just put it on the gold foil for now. RCGs are basically free infinite electricity, except they are most definitely not free. I mean, look at that price. Like, yeah. I don't really want to use an RCG on this because, you know, money. If I had infinite money, maybe, you know, but this isn't Sandbox. Alright, we're going to move these experiments down. We are going to need parachutes, you know, let's not forget about that. But I don't even know if this antenna can extend and retract properly. And if we look at the where is it? Rated for, okay, so I don't really know like how much 3 kilopascals is. But you know, I don't want to be dropping this thing through the atmosphere. So we'll come to that later. Let's just put a few parachutes on this, I guess. But I don't want my antenna to break. That would not be good. Where are my parachutes? I can never find anything. Okay, so we're gonna grab some of these parachutes. We can put them in okay, I'm gonna need to scale these down quite a lot. So if I put them at like maybe like 40% or like 45, that will probably work. You know what? Let's do 42% because 42 is a cool number. There we go. Usually play Sandbox? Yeah. I mean, I used to play Sandbox a lot, but recently I've been really enjoying this career stuff, so let's also make sure my, okay, so my parachutes are kind of on the center of mass, because obviously if they're below the center of mass, then we're gonna flip over. So well, we also need landing legs and stuff. There's a lot of stuff we need to fit on here, actually, so we'll see what we can do. I'm thinking if I put the Geiger counter like there and not have it upside down, that's a nice place, I guess. We'll do the same for the thermometer. And barometers are a bit tricky. I guess we can always clip it into our probe core. No shame in part clipping, everyone. Alright, there we go. Okay, we'll put a few landing struts on this, but definitely need to scale these down because, I mean, yeah, look at those. That is way too big. We'll put the scale down to about 50% or so. Well, we might not even end up using these. Like, we're just going to be blindly re-entering into lathe, so we might end up in the ocean, but yeah. And where is my center of mass now? Okay, well, I'm going to put some fuel cells and stuff on the bottom, so hopefully that brings my center of mass down. What rocket will this be launched on? I'm thinking an Enceladus with SRBs on the side. Probably. I haven't designed, you know, well, the biggest rocket I have is the Enceladus with 4 boosters, and that can lift 32 tons into LKO. So you know, I think this can I think I can get this to Jool with an Enceladus R4, as I'm going to call it. Alright. That fuel cell is pretty big. I might scale this down, actually. Let's go to containers and see what we can do. So we might just go with these small pressurized tanks, and we'll grab 1 oxygen and 1 hydrogen, like so. Okay. And if we turn on our fuel cell, let's just see. Well, these say they're going to last a day, which is not very much, but if we start shutting down, you know, for example, telemetry report will be done really quickly. You know, most of these experiments will be done within a matter of minutes. So if I shut down everything except seismic scan, I'm hoping... that's still really low, actually. Okay, that is not great. It's not a probe, it's a satellite. I mean, it is a probe and it's also a satellite. Not every probe is a satellite, though. If it's just doing a flyby, I guess it's not technically a satellite. But yeah, I guess, okay, you're right by saying this is a satellite. Fair enough. Okay. We're going to need some bigger tanks for our oxygen and hydrogen. So let's grab the standard size ones. These are pretty big compared to the whole structure, I guess. I wish they were like inline tanks, but I don't think they really are. I mean, you can get inline oxygen, but not hydrogen, which is kind of annoying, to be honest. But yeah, no inline tanks. I am big sad. 1 day is a lot. Well, considering our seismic scan takes 6 days to complete, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna, if we can get more than that, then I will be very happy. Hang on, let's go to our. Okay, that's pretty wide because we don't actually have any tanks on this thing. But okay, let's just say we did put on the big tanks. Let's see. Okay, so I need to remove that one from symmetry and then make it hydrogen and. Well, that gives us 5 days, so that's decent. Record viewers. Oh yeah, this is a new record, I think. Pretty cool. Thanks everyone for tuning in. Okay, well this gives us 5 days, which to be honest, I think I'll settle for 5 days. But now we have another problem, which is that these tanks are huge. And yeah. I mean, if I remove the fuel cell, and just kind of move them towards each other. Hang on. They're not in symmetry, so I need to eyeball this. But, if I put the fuel cell somewhere else, this actually should be fine. And in fact, I can sort of put the fuel cell up here, maybe. And as long as I scale it down, it should actually fit, I'm hoping. There we go. And I'm just noticing my antenna is... There we go, now it's letting me retract it and stuff. Alright, we're going to clip that down a little bit. And now we have a probe that can sort of do its own thing. The only thing is that we need an entry system for this. We're going to need some way to get this down to the surface. So, okay. I guess let's do that. We're going to grab a decoupler. And, okay, so we're going to clip this down a little bit. And we're going to make sure this is not clipped inside any parts, because that would not end well. There we go. I'm going to make this a little bit smaller. We'll make it 0.65 meters, I think. Yeah, okay. And then we're going to have a fairing. And, I mean, last time with, our Eve lander, then, well, I don't think it would be a problem this time. But what happened is that some of our electrical equipment was not properly hidden behind the fairing. So, yeah, that caused problems for obvious reasons. So if we retract that antenna, and yeah, okay. I basically always use conic, so at least for this one, I prefer how conic looks actually. Okay, we're gonna use conic fairing. There we go. We're gonna need a heat shield on the bottom. And I'm just gonna hope that that has enough ability. We'll be coming in pretty fast, but yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that that's gonna do the trick. I mean, stock heating is not exactly huge. Which one has more ablator, the stock one or the procedure one? Okay, the procedure one has much more ablator. Can I change the fairing color? Yes, I can. Can I? Oh, that's the decoupler. There we go. Actually, I don't have that many options, but I can do basically white or grey. Oh, I just knocked my microphone there. Sorry about that. Okay, you know what, chat? You can decide this one. Do we want it to be white or grey? Big decision here. This is going to change the future of the space program forever. What are we going for? Can I make it cooler the mission? I can try my best. I mean, we might be able to launch it on this stream. I don't know. I might do it off stream if we don't have enough time. Dark grey. Okay, and I'm guessing we can probably make this heat shield match. Where is it? It's not gonna match perfectly, but it'll be close enough. There we go. I kind of like that, to be honest. Purple and green. I mean, I wish I could do that. Like, that would... I guess that would look cool, but we don't really have the options for that. Okay, hang on. Okay, so we've got grey, white's grey. Okay, well, we got 2 grey, so I think grey it is. Okay. So that's that. I just realized this thing doesn't have any sort of control, so we might want some reaction wheels. Although, this thing might be passively stable. And if it is, then That would be very ideal. We want the okay. Let's see. Okay, that's going to be passively stable, which is actually brilliant. So, this thing won't actually need any heat shield. White and grey heat shield. Let's see if we... Oh, like one of these. I'm kind of liking the all grey look. I kind of do like that. Where's my grey? Where is it? Grey side. There we go. I think we'll go with this. So that should be our lander done. Lathe lander. Okay, this has basically everything we need. We have heat shield. We have okay, let's get our staging right. So we have heat shield, fairing, decoupler, and parachute. So that should have us covered. So that's our lander done. And to be honest, I can almost just copy and paste this and like remove the landing legs, and then that will be my my Jool entry thing. Welcome, random gamer boy. Welcome to the stream. I mean, to be honest, this is really light. So, hang on, let me get this in symmetry, if it will let me. There we go. So this weighs in at 838 kilograms. So just under a ton. Is this rocket needed to go to Jool or on another planet? So this is gonna land on Lathe, which is one of Jool's moons. This is gonna be, you know, sort of a secondary payload. So this will go up with our sort of, you know, satellite. Anyway, I might just, you know, so I'm gonna name this Jool Diver. And you know, but all we need to do is make some small adjustments, like remove our landing gear, and yeah, we can basically just go with this. Yeah. In fact, we can also remove our seismometer. Probably swap that out for I guess just for nothing. But yeah, that could this could just be our Jool Diver, to be honest. Like, I do not have a problem with that. Okay. Where's my fairing? Anyway, so here is our Jool Diver. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we can go ahead and stack this onto a rocket. Let's open up my Jool sat real quick. Okay, so, let's retract this magnometer boom, and this basically has everything that we need. So, okay, so we need to figure out a way to actually stack this properly. So, how did I do this last time? Okay, let's get rid of this notification. This was just from a simulation I did, so ignore that. It is not real. Okay. So, how am I going to do this? In fact, what I'm going to do is we'll probably release the Jool Diver first, is what I'm thinking. I mean, we can actually, you know, release both of those while they're sort of on a hyperbolic trajectory, and, you know, we'd only need small adjustments to change whether we're going to Jool or Lathe, basically. I'm slightly more worried about the Jool Diver, because obviously we're coming in at interplanetary speeds, so like 8 or 9 kilometers per second into, like, you know, into Jool's atmosphere. It's going to be pretty deadly. I think that the Lathe lander might be a little bit better. Both of them are going to have a bit of a hard time, and considering what happened to EveSat, you know, I don't have the highest of confidence, I'm going to be completely honest, but oh well. If I want to let it work longer than we have, then add solar panels. Well, actually, we have some RTGs, which will just constantly generate electricity. So, yeah, no need for solar panels, because also solar panels are really, really weak while they're out at Jool. Anyway, let's call this Jool Sat full version. Sure, we'll go with that. So we're going to merge this with Jool Sat, and we need some way of attaching this. So what I'm going to do is put a decoupler and then a stock fairing, and then what that will allow me to do is actually not. We don't need a stock fairing. We can go with a procedural fairing with an interstage adapter, like so. We're gonna scale that up, and let's make the base 2.5 degrees. Okay, and then we're gonna make the top. Okay, hang on. Okay, so wow, I'm good at KSP. Okay, so we're gonna increase the height, and I think, yeah, there we go. It lets us attach this to a node sort of above there. So that's the plan with this. We're gonna add a. I guess we want a stack separator rather than a decoupler. All right, so that looks good. I'm gonna tweak this a little bit, so. That'll be fine. Okay. So what we can do then is attach that. So that should separate nice and cleanly. Actually, before we have the Jool sat, we'll also have our where is it? Lathe lander. Let's merge that. And just okay. Well, that needs to be rerouted actually. So. Okay, yeah. Let's get rid of that, and we'll load up our lathe lander. And we need to reroute it to our heat shield so that we can just kind of attach it from there. So there we go. Let's open up. Where is it? I have way too many craft files. I should actually delete some of them so it's not a pain to navigate. This is not the one I wanted. There we go. So let's merge lathe lander. There we go. And then is this what I want? It might be better if we go with. Okay, it will look weirder, but okay, yeah. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of that and then just use a stock fairing base, and that will allow us to have multiple interstage nodes. So let's grab a 1 meter fairing. We're gonna enable our interstage nodes. In fact, no. Let's have a slightly bigger fairing. So we'll have interstage nodes, and we should also have a nice truss structure. Should look pretty nice. Okay, there we go. So we have our lathe lander, and yeah, that's the one with the landing legs. And then finally, we can go ahead and add the Jool satellite. Did I get the Nyan Cat on other loading screens for April Fools? Yep, yeah, I got it. I mean, for those that don't know, you know, it is April the 1st, so go ahead and load up KSP, you know. You will be pleasantly surprised, I can promise you. Alright, let's merge JoolSat, which is only 8 parts, actually. So this is a very simple probe. It really feels like I'm missing something here, but I don't need batteries because we have RCGs, so I don't think we're really missing anything. So that's all good, okay. To be honest, I could have gotten away with a smaller probe core. And actually, I might switch it out. But, oh my god, my chat. What is happening? My voice just completely died. Okay, well, that's probably getting clipped. Anyway, I think we're fine with this probe core. Oh no, that's on the internet forever now. Anyway, let's put this in a fairing, shall we? Okay. So we're gonna grab one of these payload adapters. Oh god. Okay, let's scale this up. So, actually, we don't need those. We can just go with. You're gonna save that. Oh no. This is the problem with streaming. Like, you cannot hide what you do. Anyway, which is the one that I want? Procedural fairing base ring. That's the one. Oh no. Okay. So there we go. Now we should have a nice fairing for this. And yeah. Okay. So if we grab one of these conic fairings, there we go. That looks pretty good. In fact, I'm gonna place this not in symmetry so we can see. Ooh. Okay. So we have a little bit of part clipping going on there, so let's do something about that. So what I'm going to do is give this a little bit of extra radius, and we want to make sure that that doesn't clip into our other fairing. And there we go. Okay. I also haven't given... Okay. I knew I was missing something. This satellite doesn't have any sort of propulsion. That might be pretty important. Yeah, well, that's a pretty important part. I don't know how I missed that. But I guess we gotta go ahead and give it some propulsion then. So, what are we doing? Yeah, okay. So I've learned in the past that using these rove mates makes it very awkward to add fuel. So, yeah, we're gonna... Hang on. We're gonna give this a different probe core. Let's see what we have to work with. We could just add more Octo 2s, but we're going to add a regular Octo here. Because that's basically the same thing as that one. And I'm just going to transfer all of this equipment over. So we'll have the magnometer boom, these two RTGs, thermometer, and then Geiger counter, and then let's make sure we have the right unmanned experiment. So this one has might and sight. So let's make sure we have that here. So configure unmanned experiments. Might and sight. There we go. That should be all of that. And I think this will make it lighter as well. Okay. Looks better like that? Yeah, I kind of agree actually. Okay, silver or gold? Big question. There's silver. There's gold. Chat, you decide. While you are putting your votes in, let's get started on this propulsion. So, how are we gonna do this? I think that procedural tanks are just the way to go in general. So, we'll use the cylindrical one and scale this down to 0.625. Seems to work. Silver, silver, gold. We'll wait for a few more votes before we put the final decision in, but let's see what engine we have. Ant engine, maybe. I mean, the burn time's really low on this, so if we make it high quality, that might be better. Secret color. There doesn't seem to be any secret colors here. I mean, maybe they're just secret. Maybe that's why I can't see them, but... Yeah. Alright. Okay, well, there were 2 silver votes, so I guess we'll go with silver. I'm sorry, Savion. I don't know. I'm kind of neutral on this one. We're gonna go with silver. And, okay. You know what will look cool? If we have another procedural tank and make it into a cone. Then make the top the right size, and then the bottom will be... I don't know what size, but same size as the ant engine kind of thing. Okay, that's not what I want to do. Okay, so bottom needs to be... Hang on. Let's try and get this right. There we go. That looks good. And then I can make this a bit shorter. That's as small as it will let me go. I mean, I can just clip it, to be honest. I trolled you. Chat, I've been trolled. I've been April fooled. How could this happen? I assume you got rickrolled and stick bugged by Pilot. Well, I have not, I did see that he put out a new video, so I guess thanks for telling me in advance that it's a prank. Alright. So Delta V wise, this looks pretty good. I want to leave like a decent amount of margin for maneuvering. And let's make this high quality so that we have more burn time, more ignitions. That's always good. It's not interstellar? Huh. Yeah, okay, well, now I know. Okay, I'm gonna make this... No, I'm not gonna make that shorter. It does look a bit weird with the long tank, but I'm okay with it. Alright, let's go back to our fully stacked thing. Where is it? Full version. We're going to merge our new Jool sat version. A 12-hour long stick bug. Oh, only 10 minutes. Okay, well, at least it's not 12 hours. That would be truly quite bad. In fact, I've just realized that I need to reroute my thing. I always forget to do this. In a way, I kind of wish that it would just let us stick any part we want onto her. But now you have to go and reroute it and stuff, but whatever. Alright. Let's go ahead and merge Jool sat. And there we go. Okay. It's a little bit tall, as you can see. But it should do the trick. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we should be all good now. Just checking. I don't think we've really forgotten anything. In fact, before, with our old Jool sat, we didn't have any reaction wheels, but now we do, so that's always good. And, there we go. There's our giant fairing. And, let's grab a rocket. I don't know which one I'm going to use. This is 4 tons, so... Okay, let's try out an R2 variant. Really? Okay, something is wrong here. Maybe it's my staging. Yeah, something is very wrong. Do I think it will be a hard mission? Yeah, kind of. I mean, the main thing will be, you know, I'm not great at gravity assist, and I think I will have to do some gravity assists to, you know, get around planets. I mean, get around moons for cheap. Okay, let's make sure the staging is correct. So we're going to have that. In fact, no, do we want that decoupler? Okay, we do. And then we're going to grab that engine. Surely, no, that doesn't make sense. The delta V should not be that low. Something is really off here. Welcome, chill guys, to the stream with the E again. The signature chill guy move, of course. Yeah, something is wrong here. Something is really, really, really wrong. And I don't know what it is, because... Look, that's literally 4 tons. And... Yeah, this should be able to lift more than 4 tons. I mean, these are all fully fueled, so I don't know what's going on. Like, seriously, what? Needs more ease. Everything needs more ease, of course. Let's turn on the thrust limiter, but I don't know what's going on here. Okay. Kerbal Engineer is just being weird, by the looks of it. What's, hang on. Yeah, my staging's still messed up. There we go, okay. Okay. Welcome, Mr. Shots. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you here. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, I do have my staging wrong. Okay, let's check my Delta V maps. So, we're gonna save about 2K for the transfer. check your staging, of course. How could I forget to check my staging? Criminal. Okay, so we're gonna leave 2K for the transfer to Jool. And then we're gonna leave an extra 500 just for corrections and stuff in this stage. So that should come out to 6,000. There we go. So actually, I think this is the rocket we want, an Enceladus R2. So yeah, this is oh, I can't speak today. What is wrong? We have an Enceladus with rockets with 2 of these solid rocket boosters on the side, and they should have the right amount of Delta V. So, yeah, this should be what we need. I'm just going to double check the staging again. I mean, it looks all correct up to the point of getting to orbit. So we have all of those engines, we have the clamps, the radial boosters, everything. Okay, this all looks good. I don't think I'm going to launch it on stream, but I do have some other things to be doing on stream. So we'll get there in a moment. I'm not going to say what it is right now, but for now I'm going to be gone for just like 1 minute, and I'll be right back. So do not go anywhere. Stay tuned. But yeah, we'll be building some cool stuff. I can promise you that. But anyway, thanks for watching the, I guess, first part of the stream, and I'll see you in just a moment. Right, chat, I'm back, and yeah, okay. So, I could launch this on stream, but I've decided that it would be better to just do it off stream, and that's because this is a high stakes mission. This is costing me 137k to launch, and I don't want to mess it up. I want to be able to concentrate. So, yeah, let's save that, and we're gonna start a new craft. So, actually, we're going to head out of the VAB for a moment, because I have a few things to show you, and I can promise you we have some cool stuff to come. In fact, there might be a sneak peek to what I'm planning if you look at my Kerbal alarm clock. So yes, we have a transfer window to Duna coming up in 8 days here. So we have been to Duna. We've sent a satellite there. We've sent a lander. So the plan, if this loads, I will be able to finish my sentence and not be really awkward. But we're gonna head to mission control and see what we've got going on there. Okay, obviously this is taking its time, so I might as well just say it now. We have a contract. Hang on. Okay, so we have a contract to do a manned orbit of Duna. And let's go here and yeah, do a crewed manned return from orbit of Duna. We also have one for Eve, but we're gonna save that for a later date. So yeah, we have that, and then also if I go ahead and I need to upgrade this building. I'm gonna do that. So the Duna program. So what this will do is we'll get extra funds for milestone gains to Duna and Ike. Less funds to milestone gains from other bodies, which is not epic, but whatever. And then increases likelihoods of receiving contracts for Duna. I'm going to leave this for now, but we're going to leave it for now because I want to be able to get funds from the Jool mission. So, actually, yeah. On second thought, we're not going to accept that. But, strategy of it, okay, whatever. Ignore that. We have that contract to do. So, we're going to, yeah, I think we should get to work on this. So, as you can see, that's a lot of funds. 660k from doing the manned orbit. Or crewed orbit, because they're not really men, they're Kerbals. So, we're going to head to research and development and pick up some new stuff. So, firstly, we want to be able to use nuclear propulsion to get there. Because good efficiency, they're just ideal for getting big payloads to other planets. I also want, so basically, the plan is to build a space station that's reusable. And that can basically just get, you know, Kerbals between planets. And then, you know, I might also end up using it for that Eve contract. Are we going to Jool or not? Not on stream. Instead, we're going to be designing a new space station to go to Duna with. So, you know, as you can see, these Nerve engines are decent. With the high quality variant, we get 45 ignitions and about an hour of burn time. So I think this is worth picking up. You know, the ISP is good. I could use these, but no, they're not as reliable. So, yeah. There we go. Nuclear propulsion, all researched. And, yeah, let's head into the spaceplane hangar. And let's get building, I guess. So we're not going to be able to pick up the gravity ring, which is kind of something I wanted. But that's fine. You only really need the gravity ring for those longer missions. Like, you know, if you're going out to Jool or something with Kerbals. But, you know, for Duna, it's about a 3-year mission to do a round trip, you know, to Duna and back. So, I don't think we need the gravity ring. Maybe we do. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to start off with the habitation section, because that's kind of the most important bit. So, cupola. And that's important, you know. It does actually decrease the stress on the Kerbals, because, you know, they have a nice panorama view of everything. We're going to grab... Let's see, we'll grab a hitchhiker storage container. They're pretty good. Good space, you know, has some extra... Has a TV and a treadmill, actually, I believe. We're going to grab a science lab, because science is always cool. I'm not sure how many Kerbals we want for this. Have I wait for only a build? I did, you know, this is a build stream. Literally in the title it says, let's build. So, you know, if you're not interested in builds, then no one's forcing you to watch. So, yeah. As someone who doesn't use mods, why do Kerbals get stressed? That's part of Kerbalism. So, basically, you need to make sure that you have good living conditions for your Kerbals. Which includes, you know, having good, you know, a lot of space for them to live in. You know, entertainment and stuff. And not being in a super cramped space. So, you know, that's kind of what that's all about. It forces you to kind of have better habitation and not forcing, you know, 7 Kerbals into a small space. So, yeah. Okay, so, you know, for the habitation, that's maybe all we need. In terms of Kerbals are, you know, I mean, actually, because it's not quite the same as real life, I guess. 2 is actually kind of the optimal amount, because you get, if I can find stress. So as you can see, they are not alone. So if you just have 1, as you can see, the stress does go, yeah. They will last, the duration does go down, but if we add an extra Kerbal, it goes up. And then if we add more, it will gradually go down, because the, it gets more cramped, basically. So, I mean, this goes for 16 years with 2 Kerbals in this space, so that might be what we're going for. Although I think, you know, 3 is better, because then we can have, you know, 2 in the science labs doing all their research stuff. You are not a scientist, Jeb. What are you doing in the research lab? There we go. And then we also want an engineer because they can fix stuff if, you know. Yeah, engineers are cool. So I think that's all we really need for habitation. You know, it can only really... You know, we're only going for 3 Kerbals for this, which is fine, I guess. So that's great. As you can see, if we actually go and check our comfort, we don't have firm ground. You need the gravity ring to unlock that. But we have exercise. There's a treadmill. They are not alone. They can call home. They have a panorama. There's no plants, I guess. So I guess if you grab the greenhouse, which I don't have, then yeah, you will get plants. Of course, that's what greenhouses do. They give you plants. But yeah, that's basically the habitation bit done. We're gonna need to add some science equipment, I guess, is what we want. We also need, you know, electricity is pretty important. And actually, manned experiments, that is also a important thing to add. Can this thing even do it? Probably not. I think we need this one. Okay, so here's what we have. Float is a good experiment, but you can only use it on the home body and its moon. So that'll be Kerbin, Minimus, and the Mon. So yeah, that's not going to work in, you know, in solar orbit or in orbit of Duna. Stake is only landed, so that... So I think the only one we can really use is flight. Okay, so that's fine. If I had KSP on PC, I would like to play with this many mods, but I have KSP on PlayStation without mods. Oh, that, you know, it would be nice if they could add mods to a console, but I guess modding on console is not really a thing. You know, there's probably a good reason why, okay, I'm just rambling at this point, but yeah, it's a shame you can't get mods on a console. And, you know, at least for me, you know, mods are big fun. But, you know, there's still a lot to be enjoyed in a stock KSP. So, you know. So we have our manned experiment there. We also have a crew report, which isn't going to do a whole lot, but that's fine. Okay, so the way these labs work in Kerbalism is you need samples for them to process. So, you know, there's a lot of different samples you can get. You can grab surface samples. You can, you know, some of the experiments produce samples, but, you know, the only ones that I have unlocked that will produce samples is Mystery Goo and Science Junior. So I guess that's what we're going with. We're going to need to bring quite a few of these because obviously each experiment will only produce one sample and, you know, so I think we'll grab samples from, let me think about this. So Kerbin Space Low, Kerbin Space High, Sun, and then Duna Space Low, Duna Space High. And maybe Ike, to be honest. I could probably go to Ike. So that's in total 7 samples if I include Ike. So, you know, that will give us, our scientists, plenty to do. But yeah, so we're going to need 7 Science Juniors and 7 Mystery Goos. Yes. Okay. I can't right-click on that for some reason. Anyway, so. Not sure how to attach this. As you can see, I could add them inside like a payload bay or something. I don't really know. Looks like we have another PS4 gamer in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of am lucky to have access to mods in the first place. I mean, yeah, but oh well. You know, Stocks is still, you know, a great game, Stock KSP, but alright, so actually what I might do here is grab some electricity. So let's run these experiments and just kind of see, yeah, we'll see kind of how much electricity this uses, and let's make sure our target body is Duna, because that's where we're going to be going. Electricity, you know, we're going to be using solar panels, so, thingy, what am I trying to say? Yeah, so we'll have better electricity generation on Kerbin than Duna. So as long as we're good for Duna, we should be fine on Kerbin. barely get updates either. Oh well, I actually thought that I kind of thought that console players got the same updates as PC players, but I mean I know that the content isn't exactly the same. Like I know that console has an extra launch site on the Mon actually, which is something that we don't have on PC. So I guess that's like a small, you know, consolation prize. But prize, yeah, sure, we'll go with that. But anyway, oh yeah, we're gonna need live support. That's pretty important. Yeah, let's grab some of that. So let's grab these big live support containers. So we have one that's just for supplies, and do we have a water recycler here? We do. Okay, well, and the graphics are awful. I mean, like oh yeah, I mean, are there not options to change the graphics settings? You know, if you do have those, like I guess you can make the graphics decent, but although yeah, now that I come to think of it, I think a lot of console games that just have, you can't change the graphics, which is yeah. Oh well, that's a bit of a shame, but oh well. I guess, you know, most people don't play KSP for the graphics anyway. Anyway, so food and water. So we do have a water recycler, which I still don't fully understand. Okay, well, as you can see, water recycler gives some of our water back, but not all of it. So it will turn some of the wastewater back into water. So water, we're fine for water. Food. Well, it's going to be about a 3-year mission, so this gives us 3.5 years. I still, just to be safe, I'm going to put an extra supply container. Yeah. So I'll just make this one food. Food only. You don't have 1.11, it will be about another year until you get it? Wow, okay. Well, that's kind of put it into perspective, I guess, because yeah, wow. I mean, how long have I'm not playing on 1.11 now, actually. But yeah, 1.11 came out a while ago, so yeah, it's a shame that I guess the console players are kind of getting the short end of the stick here. Yeah, that's good, but that's a bit of a shame. 1.11 is a cool update. Yeah, oh well. So food, we have 8 years of that. Okay, so water. Water we're fine for. Oxygen, okay. We can actually put oxygen in these supply pack things. So there we go. 6 years should do just fine. And then we also want some nitrogen just so we can do some EVAs. So at the moment we have 3 years, but that's not, you know, if we do an EVA, that's going to drop our nitrogen levels. So we'll grab some pressurized tanks and just fill them with nitrogen, I guess. So we'll grab these big tanks. They should do just fine. And where is nitrogen? There we go. It says we have 122 years, so I think that'll be just fine. Alright, so that's all of our life support stuff dealt with. Although there is one more thing. And actually this is pretty important. Because, you know, Kerbin Space Hotel was basically my first time doing any sort of long-term habitation with Kerbalism. So one thing I really underestimated was radiation. I didn't realize exactly how deadly radiation was. So, yeah, within, like, well under a year, like, all of my Kerbals were, you know, starting to get a bit on the high end when it came to radiation poisoning. So, yeah, really not very good. Okay, malfunctions will be 0.63 per year on average, so, yeah, we're gonna need to make some of the parts high quality, but anyway. At least I can watch YouTube and cool channels like mine. Well, thanks for the kind words. Yeah, there are a lot of other good channels out there in terms of, you know, modded stuff. I guess if you're into modded stuff, I would recommend Carnasa. I don't watch too many modded YouTubers actually, but I guess Carnas is the main one I watch. Will KSP2 have stock life support? I do not know anything about KSP2. It's not like I get given any insider information, so yeah. We can only hope. And if they do add it, there'll probably be an option to turn it off anyway, so. My voice is dying. Yep. That's like the second voice crack this stream. Well, okay. Radiation. So, if we go ahead and hover our mouse here, we get some values here. So, yeah, this will be how long our kerbals can last. In terms of radiation. So in interplanetary space, you know, I've just added a bunch of shielding, but this is gonna say 2 years and 13 days. We're gonna be gone for about 13 years. So, no, not 13, 3 years. I don't know where I got 13 from. But if we fill this thing up with shielding, it gives us 13 years. Now, yeah, so Carnasa recommended to me that I use 8 years, give it 8 years, because, you know, there will be solar storms, and solar storms are deadly. They emit a lot of radiation. Yeah, so we don't need 13 years, but I think as long as we have at least 8, I think we're gonna be fine. So yeah, okay, that's 8 years of shielding. And in fact, yeah, okay, so that looks good actually. I have to go. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, random gamer boy, and yeah, have a great rest of your day. But there we go. We are set for shielding now, and shielding gets shared across the whole craft. So in fact, if we end up docking something with no shielding, then it will reduce our shielding time. I mean, we might as well just have the shielding all the way up, like, like, come on, why not? Okay, so that's life support. Now we just need electricity. So, we do not have any 2.5 meter batteries, but we'll just tweak scale this because, yeah. That gives us 8K, which I think is, yeah, basically what we want. Okay, so in shadow, we're going to want to last at least... Hang on. Okay, so... Yeah, at least... doesn't need to be too much. So 40 minutes should be fine in terms of batteries. Don't tap it off, shielding is quite heavy. I mean, this is only about an extra... I mean, it's a couple 100 kilos, but... You know, if we want to dock stuff to this, you know, that doesn't have shielding, then that's going to bring down my total time. And, you know, part of the point of the space station is that I want it to be expandable and reusable, so I'm going to keep the shielding. This is a heavy payload, but I'm okay with it. All right, electricity. So solar panels are going to be the way to go for this. You know, solar power is still decent at Duna, so yeah, these solar panels will do just fine. We don't even need these, to be honest. Like, we can get away with some much smaller ones, such as these won't quite cut it, but these I'm sure will. I mean, they don't look nearly as cool, but I mean, they will do the trick. And if I rotate these, in fact, I mean, it looks okay. I mean, the Gigantors obviously look the best. But, I mean, yeah. I mean, okay. Like, okay, so how much, in terms of cost and mass, those are the two main things. So that's 0.3, and then this one is half the weight, basically. So that does 24.4, that does 13.5. I mean, like I said, I want this to be expandable, so we're going to go ahead and give it the big solar panels. Totally not just putting them on because they look cool. Yeah, totally not. Okay, they do look really cool, though. Alright. We're going to go with these, and we're going to make them high quality, because we do not want these things to fail. High quality. There we go. 15 years. Okay. Alright, so... Hang on. I have not even... I don't actually know how to say your name, because I've not tried to say it. But, Rude? Yeah, Rude, probably. Yeah, anyway, so Rude, thanks for tuning into the stream, and, yeah, I hope you have a great rest of your day. Oh, actually, he's probably just saying bye to random game. Okay, that was ages ago, but that's fine. Is it a space station? Yes, this is. Maybe put them in the middle? Not entirely sure what you mean by that. Alright, okay. Okay, so, reaction wheels. We're also going to need that. Yeah, I need to make a lot more stuff high quality. These things don't really fail, so that's fine. Did these things fail? No. Okay, so it's just the solar panels. So we'll make sure those are high quality. And... okay, reaction wheels, we'll grab these nice big ones. Okay, apparently I'm dropping frames. Is what YouTube's... okay, we're fine. We're fine. Okay, so we're going to grab these reaction wheels and... we're going to make them high quality, of course, because we... you know, like I said, I do want this to be reusable. Okay. I think we only really need one. Alright, the next thing we need is... oh, I could do it in a separate module, to be honest. So, okay, so I'm thinking of adding some, you know, of these science experiments, you know, Science Juniors, Mystery Go and stuff. But I think I'll put that in a separate module instead. So what we'll do is we'll grab an adapter for this. I can never find it, but there we go. And what kind of variants do we have? Ooh, we have a nice metal variant. I am liking that. Okay, we'll grab that. I'm thinking of adding one of these multi-point adapters. Yeah, okay, I kind of like that because it, you know, we can expand it in many directions using this. I mean, put them on the lab or containers only for visuals. Okay, I see what you mean. So, like, hang on. Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I mean, if you think about it, there's going to be more stuff, like back here, you know, when I have propulsion and stuff. So, I mean, this is kind of towards the middle. Although, what I might add is radiators, because, you know, they look cool, and that's the main reason I'm adding them. Just a dumb reason to add stuff, but they do look cool. Like, you can't argue with that. They look very cool. Can I launch it? Not in this stream. Sadly. I would like to launch it, but, you know, let's not rush things. Looks like a handle of a lightsaber. Kinda does, to be honest. I see where you're coming from. Yeah, well, I'm glad you like it anyway. Yeah, okay. Radiator. That looks cool. I think we'll go with that. Although, you know, that kind of does block the solar panels, but we can just kind of put the, you know, the station in a orientation that's where it doesn't block it, basically. You know, the radiators like to point away from the sun. So, yeah. Just, yeah, okay. So they're going to be pointing in... wait, no, they point edge onto the sun, if I remember correctly. So I don't think they'll be blocking the solar panels very much. So that's fine. What does the small radiators look like? Yeah, to be honest, we only really need the small ones. Like, you know, this is only 1/5 of the power, but I still think it's fine. Looks like the Zarya module from the ISS. I'm not an expert on the ISS, but I think I know which one you're talking about. But I think we are gonna have to just go with the small radiators. I actually kind of prefer that anyway, the way it looks. I think it needs more missions to launch it, or complete the space station. Yeah, this is going to be done in multiple launches. But I always like to design the whole thing before I start. Okay, that's a lie, I don't always do that, but at least for this one, I'm going to try and design as much of it as I can. And, you know, I might expand it in the future, but yeah. Okay. I could make this high quality. Okay, that's interesting. It has two separate systems. So there's one system for the motor and then one for the panel. Okay, well this upgrade isn't very expensive, so yeah, we'll just make those high quality. Don't want stuff to be failing, especially when it's stuff that you can't detach and reattach. I think I might be able to with cardboard attachment system, because I do have that installed, but I'm really not familiar with that mod. Anyway, let's just slap a bunch of docking ports on this and I guess call it a day. Well, not for the stream necessarily, but for this module. Unless there's anything else I want to add, which I don't think there really is. Okay, well, now come to think of it, I might move those solar panels forward just a little bit, just so that we can, you know, if we want to dock stuff to the side, that might be helpful. Yeah, okay, we'll do that. So, let's put those about there. We'll move these pressurized tanks back. In fact, that would look cool if it's sort of like that instead. There we go, I like that. And then we'll sort of move that to the front there. Alright, that looks very good. So now we can dock stuff to the sides here. And then we'll have another module at the back, which I'd imagine will be a propulsion module. Yeah, with, you know, our brand new nuclear engines. Look at that. Okay. Alright, so. Yeah, I think that's everything for this module. I should add a probe core, to be honest, because I want this thing to be able to, you know, have control. So I guess, you know, I can just clip an Octo 2 into the back here. Okay, we're going to scale this up. And then we should just be able to attach that. Okay, I don't need to clip that. We'll just leave it as it is. I think carbon is the future version of Earth. Well, I mean, carbon isn't, like, completely destroyed, so hopefully carbon is the future version of Earth. Although, actually, you know, come to think of it, that would be a little bit worrying if Earth turned into carbon, because, yeah, carbon is 10 times smaller than Earth, so I'm not a fan of the idea of Earth just spontaneously shrinking, so. Yeah, okay. What are we calling this space station? I don't have a good name. I will come up with, like, a fancy name for this, but for now, we're just going to call it Interplanetary Space Station. This will be renamed, but for now, we're calling it that. Apparently, oh yeah, I tried to make that to... I was just testing stuff, okay. Anyway. We're missing a docking port here, so let's fix that. Okay. Anyway, that's like the first module done. So let's work on the next module. So this is gonna be all of our propulsion goodness. So okay, let's go to structural. Do I have these? Oh, I do have these unlocked. So what I'm thinking is something along these lines. If I put this in 4-way symmetry, like so. Okay. So, okay, I'm not necessarily a huge fan of how that looks. I'm going to be honest, but, I mean, it's okay. So, you know, just, okay, let's just see how much delta V this gives us and what kind of TWR. So we're going to attach a bunch of these engines to the back, and that's pretty good, to be honest. Yeah, okay. We just want something that's going to be able to, you know, take us between planets, basically. And then that's about it. So, Okay, we're gonna make all of these high quality because, yeah, these, we don't want to be replacing these all the time. That gives us about an hour of burn time, which should be all good. We don't necessarily need this much fuel. But what I might do is keep, you know, lots of fuel capacity, and then I can, you know, I don't need to fully fuel it each time. In fact, let me just, okay, now I'm sure this will be fine. So, okay, as for looks, I think it looks okay. Yeah, I think it's all right. Okay, well, those are just shrouds. I don't really care about that. Add probe core to the propulsion module. Yes. Okay, thanks for reminding me. Let's grab an Octo too. And then we also need some control, actually. As in some, you know, reaction wheels. Let's scale that up. Yeah, that looks fine. We'll add one of these stabilizer things. Okay, let's just make sure this doesn't weigh loads. Actually, no, that's fine, because when I launch this, I'm not going to fuel it up. And then we can sort of launch a tanker ship to refuel it in orbit. And you know what? Yeah, I'm not a fan of having loads of little tanks like that. It just makes it a pain when you're transferring fuel. So can I pick this up, please? There we go. So, okay, I'm just going to make procedural tanks for this, so that I can make them a bit longer. So let's grab a procedural tank, wherever it is. There we go. And I think I can make these into... There we go. We can make it liquid fuel only. Alright, so what texture are we going for? Let's see. I kind of like the stalker-like tanks. They look cool in my opinion. Alright, so we should only really need 2 of those. And that's actually a little bit more fuel. Okay, I'm not... I don't know if I like that texture. But now that we only have, you know, 8 tanks instead of like 16 or whatever, that's going to make it... That's going to make our lives easier when it comes to refueling and stuff, so yeah. TWR, I'm okay with that, to be honest. I'm just going to see if there's a texture that I like better. Because to be honest, it's not the best thing I've ever seen, that texture. Interstage. That looks okay, I guess. I mean, it's basically the same. Where's my like Saturn texture? That looks decent. Saturn. That's not the one I want. There's one just called Saturn, I think. There we go. That looks decent, in my opinion. I think I might go with that one. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Yeah, okay. Okay, so I'm just gonna take a quick look at my Delta V map, see what kind of Delta V we need for a Duna return. I'm gonna pack loads of extra Delta V in case we wanna, you know, explore Ike and stuff. So, okay. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so Duna. It's basically just like 1200 for the transfer. Okay, so Duna really doesn't take very much Delta V. 5k will be more than enough to do anything. And, you know, we don't always have to fully fuel this. So, that's fine. I think it looks okay. And if we go ahead and drain the fuel. And let's just see kind of how heavy this module is. So if it will let me pick this up, that would be great. So, okay, right now our mass is 37 tons. Then it drops down to 19 tons. So that... we have a mass of basically 18 tons. Which, yeah, I can launch that on one of my... you know, I can launch that on an Enceladus R2, I guess. So, yeah, that's fine. Anyway, that's almost the... okay, well, this module will need some power. I think I'll sort that off stream because I do need to kind of end the stream. We have been going for almost 2 hours, so yeah, thanks everyone for watching the stream. I really appreciate all of you tuning in. It's been a good stream, you know. We've done some serious designing and stuff. So yeah, thanks everyone for tuning in. You know, hope you enjoyed, and yeah, have a great rest of your day. And in fact, I believe Car NASA is going live. Car NASA's stream. Yeah, go drop him a like or something, and in fact, I'm gonna post this link, you know, because let's do good streams and stuff. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, go